Yo, how's it going, everybody? Mucky Hope is here to bring you the nullified takes, TNT takes. Or some might even call this the TM take, the Mucky take, because Mucky's here, baby. I'm your host, Mucky Hope. In case you couldn't realize, my name is Mucky, and I'm here with a very special guest. You know, like he was supposedly on Brains versus Brawn, but we've seen the trailer. He wasn't in it, but he's redeemed himself because not only is he potentially not a Survivor player, but he's a world-class actor and singer. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Tom. Tom, how's it going?
Yeah, well, as you can see from my upgraded recording space, I'm clearly living such a great life at the moment. My microphone, this is the only position I can put it in. There's literally no room in this tiny spot. But life of a struggling actor. So yeah. But anyway, yeah, I don't know why I wasn't in the Brains vs Brawn at all. Any suggestions?
Yeah. Well, I mean, personally, I think it's because you've got, a crap social game. You'll be a terrible strategist. You're weak as physically.
Is this not a Brains shirt? You've ever seen one? Like you could imagine a Brains contestant wearing this shirt.
I could. But as Snuff even says here, we'll need to hear why the rumored BVB 2 cast is missing Tom. But maybe it's just a purple edit.
I'm the new CGI Brett, except he wins this time.
Well, I mean, if you win, then why are you still, a struggling actor? Surely with the money that you win is obviously...
Money hasn't come through yet, you donkey.
That's a fair point, actually. That's a fair point. But welcome, everyone. Unfortunately, Chris can't make it tonight. He's in South Africa at the moment, and Kahuna is taking his kids on a Christmas lights car tour, which is very adorable. I used to love doing that as a kid. So we're here, Tom the actor.
I thought you said I loved Kahuna as a kid. Like, what?
I mean, he would be a very adorable kid, but not in that kind of way. But, we've got me, we've got Tom to give you the Christmas special, almost. TNT Christmas special on Survivor 47. And, I really got to hand it to you, Tom, because I stopped watching after Rome got voted out. I think Chris did too, to be honest.
I don't know why.
And I was like, yeah, well, you kept on telling me that. And I was like, nah, surely it's not. Like, who else would be interesting enough to, like, carry the show, carry the season, really make things quite interesting? And then when you told me, nah, you got to watch it, and I actually did, you were right. I actually really enjoyed it.
Yeah, great season. Honestly, I reckon it's the best of the new era and the best since David vs. Goliath. Because, like, when is it war? Yeah, it's a cool concept and cast, but, like, it should have been way better considering what they were working with.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I mean, let's talk about that for a second, like the best in the new era. Now, I personally haven't seen half of 44, 45, and 46. So, like, because I know a lot of people give, like, 45 especially a lot of high credit because Dee was a great winner. Do you think with, like, Rachel winning season 47 and the season overall, do you think that surpasses 45?
Yeah, because I think Dee is still the best winner from a gameplay perspective. But I think 47 is a bit better. Like 45 is pretty good. I'd rank it number 2. And then I won't tell you guys my takes for the rest of the 40 seasons because I see Gabe isn't here yet, but he would be tearing me to shreds. I can already tell. But yeah, I think 47 is better, even though Rachel is not as good of a winner. But hey, can I just point out early on? Do you remember like when we started podcasting for 47? And I was saying my 3 favorite players: Andy, Genevieve, and Rachel. And Chris was like, "There's not even anything about Rachel. I haven't seen anything about her. She's barely in it. Like she stole the rice." He didn't even know who Rachel was. And then same with Genevieve. She was kind of dead as well at that point. You know what? You know why I could predict that they're going to be the 3 most interesting characters of the season? Because I am a flipping Survivor 2-time winner. Thank you, Australia vs. the World, Brains vs. Brawn. Watch next year, guys. You're going to enjoy the seasons. I clean sweep. 2 perfect games back to back.
Tom literally runs loops around George. Like
Oh.
Chadu's upset at you, Tom. Chadu is going to be upset at you for how many loops you sprint around George.
He's going to be upset at first, but then he's going to realize how much he loves me, and he's just going to completely forget George. Just going to dump him. Yeah.
True, because Tom is, I mean, he's not even the golden god. He's like the golden titan. Because what's better than a god? A titan. So
there's actually a moment in the season, I don't want to spoil it too much, but yeah, before I blindside George royally using his own idol against him, I actually give him a wedgie at Tribal Council, just to assert my dominance over him. And it's quite a poignant moment. Definitely worth watching. It's better than the episode 7 Tribal Council in Heroes vs Villains, for sure.
And as Snuff points out, Tom, you got to stop spoiling the future seasons, man. Gosh.
Sorry. Did he spoil it? What did he say? Snuffed it. I didn't actually know he spoiled it.
Well, you said you give George a wedgie, you win 2 seasons. You play
Rome. How did Rome spoil it?
Sorry. Well, by now, not everything's up here, man. But
yeah, you're not all there, mate.
Yeah, actually, I'm very curious because there was like some drama said online in Rome's exit interview where apparently Kyle said, hang on. Rome did a rap in the boot order on his exit interview.
Oh no way! You that stupid? No way!
No. That's pretty funny though. Oh my gosh, what? Because I know that I think it was in his Rob Has a Podcast exit interview. He talked about how there's some drama with Kyle on how Kyle said some very like personal outside the game horrible stuff, but but he hasn't come out and said what those things exactly were. But I don't know.
I mean, the only things I remember Kyle saying is give it 110% or whatever. Like give it a $120. Oh, it's just like we get it. You love your family. Oh my, shut up.
Yeah, and also that he needs to win immunity because he's a big threat in the game.
It's kind of crazy because like everyone was comparing him to you at the start of the season, but all I was seeing was Ian Rosenberger.
Oh yeah,
he looks just
I see that comparison. Yeah, he actually does.
Like identical.
Good socially, yeah.
But like the look, I thought they looked very very similar to each other. So when he was a challenge beast, it was, and I was wondering, is he going to be better than Ozzy? Like, yeah, pretty crazy. No, and then Rachel just,
plain sweet. I mean, yeah, I guess let's break down, like the cast, right? Because this is a review of season 47. I guess we're not going to go in episodic order or anything. We're just going to bounce around everywhere. Let's talk about Rachel, the winner. I want to hear your thoughts. What's your thoughts on Rachel overall as the winner?
Well, the second she was trying to stuff rice in her pockets, I was a fan. Like me, I've mentioned on the podcast before, plain white rice is my favorite meal. Yeah. So I would do anything to get, a bowl of rice. I also found it great that later on she gets rice with the tribe, and she's the only person who actually doesn't give anything up for that. Ball them. Because you know what else I love? Free food. All food tastes better when it's free. Which is scientifically proven actually. But yeah, like, so I really really like her. She's one of my one of my favorites. I think Andy was my favorite overall in the season, but Rachel's probably number 2. But towards the end, I was actually hoping she wouldn't win because Sam's I guess I'm not, when people go, oh, it's always the underdog story and all that, I'm like, yeah. Mm-hmm. But like this time around, I really felt the underdog story. I wanted Sam to win like really badly towards the end, but like it was pretty good that it was between him and Rachel, someone else I really like. Overall I'm very high on her. I think she's quite likable. Although I do think Sam did point out some flaws in her game. Like she had to be saved in 2 different tribals. Had to. Yeah. And when you think about it, you could actually say she needed to be saved in at least 3, potentially 4 tribals. Because obviously, if she loses that final immunity, and and even the previous immunity she won, she's cooked, absolutely cooked.
Yeah.
You know, like if she lost in the round for Italy, then she would have been targeted. And yes, she could have maybe played her idol if she read it. But hey, that's still something that had to protect her. And then the next round, she had to win out, which is a massive knock against her game compared to Sam, who literally had no protection the entire season and was on the bottom, and he still stayed in the game. That's crazy. And people publicly put him out as a threat. So it's not like he was like a goat. So yeah, I actually would have voted for Sam by the end. I think there are a few moments in his final tribal that he could have been a bit more tough because he saw like Rachel was really giving it to him, and he gave it to her I think only once in the final tribal. But if he pointed out, well, you had to the amount of tribals you had to get saved, you literally were basically guaranteed to be voted out halfway through the game if Sol like that is unbelievable luck that kept you in the game there, you know. Anyway, but I still really like Rachel. I think she's a great winner. I'm happy for her. I just think there was so many likable characters towards the end that I was kind of sad. You know, most rounds I was sad seeing someone go because I like them all.
Yeah, and with Rachel, I like Rachel as a winner, and I do agree with you about how she had to be saved like multiple times and stuff. That doesn't knock her down for me as a winner because I think it's not about how many times you got saved; it's how many times you bounce back. Right, each time she did almost get eliminated, she changed her game, she elevated her game, she adapted to the new like situations and scenarios to get herself more forward in the game. Right. And like that's how I see with Haley and Brent versus Braun, an Australian survivor. Yeah, she got voted out, but then when she came back, she changed her game. See, I know you hate that, but Tom, you hate women, okay? So
that's it. No, look, with being targeted, but like saving yourself through idols and stuff, I let it slide. Like I definitely think if you didn't do that, if you just got through without being targeted, or if you got through by being targeted but not getting out without any immunities or whatever, I think that's more of a merit. But I draw the line at getting voted out. Yeah, like if you get voted out, no, you're not getting my vote no matter what. No, even if flippin' Haley went up against flippin' Way at the end, I couldn't stand Way, and I would have voted for her out of moral obligation.
Fair enough. But yeah, it's like, but my one thing with Rachel though, so I kind of felt like we got almost like an Australian Survivor edit with her, Tom, where towards the end I kind of felt like it was getting kind of obvious she was either being set up as like this grand winner, or she was going to be like this like such a heartbreaking loss at the final, kind of similar to how like Jessie was in 43. But the more it got closer to the end, the more I was like, nah, she's got this. She's definitely got this.
Just clarifying, so you were heartbroken when Jessie got voted out?
No, I was not heartbroken. The community was heartbroken. I was glad he got eliminated. Gosh, I can't stand this.
After he did my boy Cody dirty, he can.
Well, look, my whole thing on that, right? It's like, yes, Jessie did need to take out Cody, but Jessie didn't have a way to the end. He had a way to the final four. But I think he even said he wasn't that good at fire making. He hadn't won a challenge up until that point. So how are you going to get yourself to the end? He took out the one guy who would have 100% like helped him get to the end, right? I don't know if maybe he works with Carla, makes sure it's like Carla's at the final four or something like that. But yeah, everyone's like, oh, Jessie's this mastermindful game player, massive move. He only did that one thing.
Yeah. Oh well, there was all, like the one that got me was when he pulled out was it Janine? Janine's idol, the very next tribal, and then the look on Janine's face.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. Yeah, but anyways, enough about Jessie. But it's like with Rachel, towards the end, I was also rooting for Sam. I think between the two of them, I personally also would have voted for Sam. But it's not out of disrespect for Rachel. It was just more I just kind of liked Sam a bit more, and I loved what he was like doing with this game and stuff, and how every vote he was just doing what he can to try and survive. Like with the final 5 vote, I was sad that it was Sam or Genevieve going. I was like, why can't they try to do something together, but realistically, they know it's either one or the other, right? And someone else you bring up is Andy. And I think if you had to pick one player from the season to return for any season, the standalone character, it's Andy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
Amen.
what a start.
There you go.
I was going to say, like, from day one, like, I was kind of like, what the hell's this guy doing? He's such an idiot. Like, I love watching him, but he's such an idiot. And then we kind of watch him go on, like, this character arc, almost. And then, like, it sucks because the jury was never going to give him a win, right? The jury was always, like just not impressed with this game and stuff. But I don't know. I feel like if Andy made it to the end and won, that would have been one of the greatest turnaround wins of all time.
I mean, I think it would have been the greatest. I mean, the only other ones I'm thinking of is like Chris Daughtry almost, like how he lost the challenge for his team and like single-handedly, and was put in a very bad spot straight up. And I mean, he quickly overcame that anyway.
Yeah.
And I guess another one would be, who was it?
I think Nick and Davis Goliath was
Yeah,
maybe the first one out.
Nick was yeah, he's going to be the first boot.
Yeah. No, but for someone like Andy, who was a social outcast right from the get-go, basically, was going to be the first one voted out, but then they changed it to John. And was just always on the bottom, always used as like the decoy, like the goat and stuff. Everyone thought he was like just a goat to be dragged to the end. But he was like pulling moves and stuff, and I loved Andy so much. Like he created arguably the best parts, with the movement with the pole, the humping of the sand, and the eating of the ball and stuff as well. Like, oh my gosh, it was so great.
Not to mention Operation Italy. I can't believe that worked. I thought it was a fake out the entire time. Like there was just no way it was going to work, and it did. How amazing would that episode have been if they voted Rachel out, considering she was the biggest player of the season? Obviously, Caroline was a great other option, but do you reckon if Rachel went out, that would have been a top 10 episode of all time?
Oh, I feel like it's definitely up there, especially for American Survivor, right? But also like I look at the Fraser boot, for example, right? And he was versus villains, and I look at it like, well, Fraser was a nothing character, right? If it was like Geordie who went out, for example, that would have been a very impactful way to go. However, it's like that was still a great tribe, was still a great move. That's how I kind of see this as well. So the move to take out Caroline, like, yeah, it could have been Rachel. That would have been like, wow, oh my God. But it was still a, oh my God, like kind of move, even without Rachel. You get what I mean?
Well, for me, sorry, I'm just watching some geckos make love right next to me. It's very distracting because I can hear them. Hope I don't get demonetized for that. Gecko love should be cherished. But anyway, yeah. So the difference between the so I've thought about it. The difference between the Fraser and the Caroline. One, American Survivor, especially like modern American Survivor, has done like a much better job at trying to give everyone some love in the editing department, especially this season. This season was probably the most balanced season editing wise I've ever seen. Whereas, in Australian, obviously after that happened to Fraser and the fact that he didn't impact the season at all, like gameplay wise, I think they decided we're going to make him one of the most forgettable characters ever. So when you're watching that tribal council, you forget he's an option. Like the whole idea, they bait you the entire time by making you think it's going to be it's definitely going to be Steve because all the votes are on George and Steve. And but by making you completely forget Fraser is a very easy target. It makes it so much more satisfying when you see Fraser there. It's like, oh my gosh, like his role was never to be a character. He was to be the sacrificial lamb on like the greatest tribal council of all time.
Yeah. That definitely makes a lot of sense. And something I loved about Operation Italy was not only how much prep Sam and Genevieve and Andy all did, but also like with what they were going up against. So going up against Sue and Rachel's idols, they're going up against Rachel's blocker vote as well, and all the minority had was just a fake idol. And something I loved was, when Genevieve showed Teeny the idol, but was very strategic on like pulling it away like quite fast, so then Teeny couldn't get like a real solid proper look at it. So then Teeny's like, oh my gosh, this is definitely an idol, right? And we got an interesting comment here by Sleeman. Sleeman, welcome to the podcast. Thank you so much for dropping a cheeky comment. If Rachel didn't have immunity at Operation Italy's vote, she probably would have played the blocker vote, thus annuling Operation Italy.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think, and also if she lost the final immunity challenge, she probably would have won fire by the way they described how good she is at fire. Like those two moments were sort of like coin tosses on whether she was actually in danger, but obviously the other two scenarios, the one where Soul saves her, and also her playing her idol. Those two episodes, like, yeah, she was absolutely cooked. Like, she had no chance. Like, nothing she could do would have saved her. And yeah, that's where I knock her game.
Yeah. And I guess just like quickly moving on to that, do you think taking out Andy was the right thing to do at the final six?
I don't know. I think it was a bit of a coin toss between the two of them. Obvious. I mean, do you reckon Andy's any good at fire?
I don't know. Hey, it's hard to tell with Andy. Like, is he actually good at something? Was he just like a comedic perseverance?
Would he hump the fire?
He would probably hump the fire, bro. He would like hump the wood, and the wood would just burst into a ball of flames, and it just straight away the fastest fire.
I guess while we're talking about the fire, how satisfying of an ending was that for Teeny? What are your thoughts on Teeny first off?
Oh, I hated Teeny. Look, I just want to say that when I say I hate, I don't hate Teeny outside of the game. Like, it's only just what I see on TV. But Teeny annoyed me so much. I spoke about it in one of the other podcasts where it goes right back to when Aisha got voted out in episode 3, where, Rome's got an idol. He's got to steal a vote. Most Australian Survivor players or more solid Survivor players would be like, okay, let's split the vote between Rome and Genevieve, right? Because Genevieve was also on the outs. But instead, Timmy's like, no, we've got to put 3 votes on one of our own allies to try and flush Rome's idol. It's like, no, just like, what if he, because was Rome's idol a one-time idol, or was it like a...
Yeah, it was one time.
One time, okay. Because like, imagine if it was a permanent idol and Rome didn't play it. Then now you're in a 3v2 where you can't split the votes, right? And so pretty much right back from then, and then obviously that led to Kishan getting voted out as well. I just never really liked Teeny as gameplay personally.
Yeah. I'm curious for the comments to drop their thoughts on Teeny, just like from a gameplay perspective, and like maybe how her personality, I'd say more so her emotions, impacted their gameplay. But like for me, I started off like thinking, I remember saying like, why is she getting so much praise and the edit is in love with her? Like everyone's talking about how great Teeny is and all that kind of stuff at the very start of the season, and like they just seem like a very like normal person, which is sometimes charming on Survivor. I love I love when there's like a very normal person and then there's a bunch of weirdos. It's a great combination. But it just made no sense why like everyone was going, oh, Teeny's so great, Teeny this, and like, but the show hasn't shown us anything to show us that she is like an exceptional person. I just thought that was funny. But then as it went on, and like time and time again, getting the wall pulled over her head. And just literally every vote, someone like it was like a toddler. It wasn't a teenager. It was a toddler, not a teeny, a toddler. Vote with us. I was like, why? Because I said so. Okay, like what? Like what? Yeah. Like and when they said like I knew I was gonna win this, or I could have won this, or whatever. When they got voted out, I'm like, no, you would have. I wish I was on the jury so I could have torn her to shreds strategically. Like, it's been like what have you done? Like
Yeah.
you're and then when she got offended that do you remember when Genevieve was like, I at this point in time I would vote for Rachel over you, and Teeny was like, what what do you mean? How dare you? Are you
Yeah, yeah,
threatening me? Are you threatening me? It's like
yeah, yeah,
what is up? What is up with the
yeah,
Red Tribe and threats? Like, first off, Rome is threatening someone, but like,
yeah.
oh no, it's an ultimatum. No, it's a threat, you idiot.
Yeah,
And and then Teeny's like,
yeah,
are you threatening me? He's like, no, I'm just saying that I think this person's playing better than you. Like, sorry.
yeah,
Do you want me to like lie and say that I would vote for you, and then you get to the end and then you get no votes because you played a terrible game? But
yeah,
like, oh, like this thing, yeah. No, I think like at the start, I had nothing against her. I just thought like the edit was very confusing around her because they're blowing smoke up her ass. But
yeah,
but like towards the end, I was like, oh my gosh, I really hope you get done dirty. I hope you get done dirty in this game. And that fire making challenge was the best. It was so satisfying for me.
For me, it was even more satisfying because it was Sam who won the fire. Like, Sam was someone that Teeny's been complaining about for so long, and it was Sam that took Teeny out of the game. Like,
And
that made me happy.
oh my goodness, sorry. The geckos are getting more aggressive. Anyway, no, yeah, and I will acknowledge at least whenever Teeny brought up the one-sided Sam rivalry, like that Teeny always said it was one-sided, like
Yeah,
because he's legit just existing, and he's just a very nice guy who just is existing, and Teeny's like, oh, you're such like stereotypical handsome athletic man who probably was very popular at school. I'm like, okay, but like, has he done anything wrong to you? Like, stop
yeah,
projecting your like childhood traumas on a completely innocent human being.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And something
but
we see it from Snuffers. Cannot believe she bought Genevieve's fake idol so blatantly and still believed it even after Rachel called BS. And it's like, even like when Genevieve was like, yeah, it's like, no. Sam told Teeny it was fake. And even Teeny was like, nah. Like it's,
no,
it's
no,
just
no,
so
no, no.
fake.
No. That's the thing. No. Teeny was like, no, at first, and she's like, no, actually, it is real. Because like I said before, you say anything to Teeny, and she'll just go, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
But then Rachel, that was the crazy part for me. Rachel was like, no, it's real. It's
yeah,
like it's definitely like
yeah,
they're bluffing. Because like, yeah, that was such an impressive. See, it was a great moment, but at the same time, it is really embarrassing that like modern day Survivor, like immunity idols, are just a bunch of beads on a string. Like, how boring
yeah.
is that? Yeah,
Oh,
like I
it's
get
extremely
it.
boring.
Yeah, I get you can do stuff like this, but wasn't it so amazing when in Gabon Bob made the greatest fake idol ever? Like, it
Mm.
was genuinely incredible, and now like you can just bloody get your shoelace and put some purple beads on it, and there you go. You got the purple tribe idol.
Yeah. Well, it's I mean, I always keep making this comparison, right? It's like you got to change up the idol designs each season. That's something that Australian Survivor does really well. But what they do is that they have like a special symbol on it, right? Whether it's like a skull from Champions vs Contenders, or it's like a what is it? Got some kind of like special decoration on it and stuff. Yeah. Don't know why
It's got
this
a
is just so
it's got a
funny.
face on it.
Yeah, it's got a face on it. But like I think that's what like that's sort of what Modern Survivor like really wants. And oh my gosh, Bandit! Bandit,
I'm
hello! Oh
magic
my
over
gosh, it's
here.
been so long, Bandit. Oh my gosh.
Did you not appreciate my magic?
Wait, what magic? Do it again. Oh, now that is some beautiful stuff right there. That's
That's for you,
very,
Bandit.
very beautiful.
One of,
Yeah.
one of those can be for Snuffed. One of those can be for Bandit.
Yes, yes. No, especially for Bandit, man. Like, because this Survivor UK getting a second season, or is it like all done?
Oh, don't bring up Survivor UK. I mean, I know. I guess Bandit did enjoy it, but like,
No.
I mean, you know how I feel about the licensed music.
Yeah, no, I mean, honestly, like, for me,
Oh,
Survivor UK, it was just fun.
it gets cancelled. What?
What,
No
it's cancelled?
way. Okay, now I feel bad.
Oh, no.
Wow,
Oh,
that's so
damn.
rough. It wasn't bad enough. Literally, it was a fine season except for the music.
Yeah, I mean, it was a very. I feel like it's almost a perfect first season. It explains everything that what Survivor is, had the greatest American challenges. And surely season 2, I mean, very similar with Australian Survivor. First season, super basic. And then second season onwards, it just skyrockets. You get what I mean? So,
Also,
dang.
Bandit mentioned he has to jump on for AUB but BVB. You'll have to do the whole season because remember I'm on the season, so contractually with Channel 10, I'm not allowed to do any interview, any podcasts. So especially because I win, like you want to save me till like the very end to kind of interview me then. So yeah, but Bandit, you should definitely jump on. That'd be cool.
Also, Bandit, check out what I sent you on Discord as well. Cheeky double winks, but yeah, but like I guess let's talk a little bit more about the cast. Genevieve, right? She got a lot of praise, a lot of love as well. I loved her moved on Kishan very early on in the season,
Yes.
how she put all of that around, and there were a lot of comparisons to Parvati being made online as well. Do you think potentially Genevieve lived up to like a new era Parvati kind of level?
I
What was
mean,
your thoughts?
I think the most distinguishable thing about Parvati is like the all women thing, which Genevieve never displayed that specific. Like in fact, she was like the only woman left out of like the all woman alliance. So
Yeah.
definitely not Parvati. And also like obviously Parvati used like the flirting and stuff. And yeah, I don't really see that connection at all.
How do you think Genevieve stacks up against with D? Now I haven't seen season 45, so I can't make like a comparison or anything like that. Snuffed here says that Genevieve felt more like Kim to me. What's
More
your on that?
like Kim, but she openly talked about how she's a robot, like at least in the game. Like that's the thing, like her social game was at times patchy as a result of her approach, which it's funny because like the way she was like, oh, like I don't want to hurt people, so I'm gonna like sort of close myself off to them. For me it'd be more so I'm gonna get as close to them as possible, but still absolutely destroy them and like blindside them at the end. Just the emotional.
I mean, I feel like that's how you got to play in New Year's Survivor these days, right? Because since it's so short, you can't really form strong social connections anyway. So might as well just be a cutthroat.
No, I mean, I feel like the kind of people who go on Survivor, especially American Survivor, they're the kind of people that spend 30 minutes with someone and go, "Oh my gosh, I love you! Like you're like my bestie for life!" Like really. So like, then you voted me out? Like what? What?
What?
Yeah.
Say what? Unless if you're Annika.
Oh, I love that. But like, I love salty. Like, I think if it depends on the situation, but in most scenarios, I could imagine myself being like the salty person when I get voted out. Like, I'll be bringing the salt to the party.
I mean, I feel like you got to do it just to show, right? Like, I think I think his name is Judd or something like that. You got voted out, and it's like, I hope you guys get eaten by a freaking crocodile, you scumbags or something.
Yeah, I love how he said scumbags like 50 times in that tribal council. Bunch of scumbags. Also,
exactly.
Yeah, Snuffed giving me praise. Yeah, I'm
That's
kind of
why
up.
Tom's a 2-time winner. I mean, legit.
Yeah. What can I say?
How does it feel to be Australia's first 2-time winner?
Yeah, well, honestly, I think all the winners in Australian Survivor, except for Mark and David, and maybe Pierre to an extent, are kind of. Oh, okay, and I guess like Ferris, he played a pretty good game too. Are pretty ass cheeks, like pretty mediocre at best. Like for me, Christy, awful
One of
winner.
the best winners of all time.
Awful winner. Jericho, pretty bad. I mean, the fact that he like lost, like the fact that anyone other than Lockie voted for Tara is an embarrassment to Jericho's game. And it is his final tribal speech. Holy moly, he was awful. But Tara was even worse. I love it when Harry goes, so you're really bad at this, so I'm going to help you out, and she's like, oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
I thought I was doing a good job, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Shane, obviously a bad winner as well. Pia, yeah, she's pretty good. David, great winner, obviously. Haley, bad winner because she gets voted out. If she didn't, I'd like her. Mark, great winner, but so boring. Blood vs. Water, rest in peace. Hero says villains. Liz, awful winner, and then Ferris, yeah, I'd say good winner too. That's my opinions of the Survivor winners. Oh, but then Tom and Tom, oh, just beautiful. What a back to back.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I feel like Ferris goes down a few pegs because you won. You won twice.
Yeah. No, that's the thing. Yeah, like I mean, he could have come back on my season and played with me, but he just. I guess I have to beat him next time. I'll do this. Well, I mean, as Mucky has said to me over voice recordings, he did 3 Brant Steele simulations, podcasters versus fans of the show. So like the Char dudes, the Gabes. I don't know if in this scenario Snuffed and Bandit would be fans or podcasters, because they're sort of more so they don't really podcast for us. So
yeah, I forgot who I put in for the fans actually. But yeah, no, Tom won all 3 times though.
All 3 randomized. I mean,
nice. Yeah.
It's the bow tie. It's simple as that.
Obviously, and we're going to talk about the cheeky bow tie in a hot second as well, Tom.
Yeah.
But yeah, Genevieve, great play. We've spoken a little bit about Sam, and obviously about Andy and Rachel. Someone who I thought was unintentionally really funny was Gabe.
Yeah, you mentioned you liked him. I don't know why. That dance he did made me lose all respect for him.
Oh yeah, he was super cringy. But like something that I loved about Gabe so much is that everyone kept on saying that he was like a big threat in the game. And I was trying to think, but what has he even done? Like he gives strategic vibes, but didn't really do anything.
I think because he was like the figurehead of the blue tribe, and of course they were the biggest tribe. Like that there was that point in time when there was 5 of them. There was only 3 red and 4 yellow, and yeah, like presumably like Rachel should have gone out in if there wasn't that twist that Sol had. So it would have gone 3 yellow and 3 red, and then there would have been 5 blue left in the game, which is pretty crazy when you think about it. And he really was, I think, like the person that like he was so assertive. Like of course you had like Sue and Caroline playing more sneaky and in the background. I can't remember what Tiana was doing. And then Kaya was like, oh, give it $1.20, give it $1.20. I like my family. I care about my family. It's like, cool. Wow. I wouldn't have been able to pick that. Yeah. So Gabe was the only one who was left really to do his cringy dance.
Yeah. But then also like when he got voted out and he was like, I'll be back. It's like, no, like, no, you're not going to be back.
I bet he thought he was like the main character of the season, 100%.
Probably, yeah, probably. Yeah, it's like I feel bad though because it's like I feel like he definitely has the vibes of being like at least a decent strategic player, but we didn't really get to see him do anything because like he only went to tribal once in the pre-merge. And then post-merge, it was like Rome, and then you had the split tribal with him against Tiana, where Tiana was always going to be going out in that spot anyways. And then Sam and Sierra. Did he go before Sol, or did Sol go before him?
Sol went before him. Sol was after Tiana. And
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yeah. Oh no, after Sierra. So it went Tiana, Rome, Sierra, and then Sol.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Now I got a question for everyone, including you, Mucky.
Okay.
So I think it's fair to assume everyone who's in this chat and talking right now would want Andy back as their first choice returnee from the season, similar to how Q is the number 1 returnee for 46.
Yes.
I want everyone to pick one person to come back from the season, and it can't be Andy. But like this is in a world where this one person is the sole representative for season 40 several for the future. Like the rest of them all, I don't know, get like a rare skin disease that if they touch sand, they die. So obviously Fiji is sort of out of the question. But but this one person is the only one. So what would you pick, Mucky? And type in there for other people.
Well, but before who I say who I'm going to pick, we've got to introduce one of the greatest podcasting legends of all time. It's Bandit!
Let's go!
Bandit's here, baby!
Definitely intended to be here.
Oh, wow. Jesus.
Thank you so much for coming on, Bandit, man. You're a legend.
Oh, no problem, man. I was checking out Discord and I was like, what does Mucky sent me? And it was like a link. And I was like, fair enough, let's go. So I'm here now.
Man, yeah. How have you been, bro?
Oh, not too bad, yeah. Just been watching Survivor, living life. Excited for the new season of Survivor AU, especially versus the world. And it's been a while since actually I've been chatting to you guys. It's been since Survivor UK, which obviously is
pretty much
down the drain.
Yeah. Oh, damn. But did you hear Tom's question though, Bandit?
I haven't been on for the past few minutes. Been setting up my equipment, so Tom, I would like to rehear the question.
Well, can I just say, first off, could you put a bit more effort into your background, mate? Honestly, just white walls? Seriously. Honestly. No, the question was, if you could pick one person to be the sole representative for the rest of time for season 47, who would you pick? And it can't be Andy, because we all know everyone would pick Andy.
Yes. Oh, see, not letting me pick Andy is like nerfing me, because that would be my choice. But
exactly.
You know what? I was going to say Rachel, because obviously she won and she is a very representative of the season. Maybe Rome. Rome's a good shout because he is basically the entire pre-merge of the season, so much to the point that he got a shout out. So either Rome or maybe Genevieve, because she constantly talked about community, which is definitely the theme that Jeff wanted.
Community.
Every episode.
Yeah. Honestly, like I agree with you and Slim and Bandit. Like for me, it has to be Rome. I feel like Rome, as much as I like Genevieve and Sam, I feel like Rome will always constantly keep bringing me entertainment. Whether if he's the first one out, use the merge boot, or if he somehow wins the season, it's always going to be spicy no matter what. So for me personally, it'll have to be Rome.
Okay. Well, for me, it's funny because most of the season I was seeing Sam as like a great like one-time player. Like he sort of reminded me of John Mish from Survivor San Juan del Sur. You know, great character for a season, but are you really gonna like die? Are you dying to see him back? You know, But I think by the end of it, like the very end of Sam's story, it made me really want to see him play again. So I'd have to pick Sam.
Yeah, no, I love Sam this season as well. Like especially towards the end, like. Because as we mentioned earlier in the podcast, he didn't have a safety net. He didn't have immunity or idols or anything. So it was constantly like episode after episode scrambling to find a new way to survive and whatnot. And I loved that from him.
He actually reminds me of he's like Tommy Sheehan, but playing from the bottom. Because obviously like Tommy was sort of always on top, but he never had any protection. And Sam's the exact same, but he was on the bottom, which I just thought was a very interesting style of game. I've never seen that before, or at least off the top of my head.
Yeah, and a very interesting pick here from Snuffed as well. TK. Bring back TK.
Bro.
The guy that survived one round.
I know he says actually bring back Genevieve, but no, we're sticking with TK.
That's your answer, Snuffed.
That's your answer.
Terrible answer. Yeah.
Actually, I would love to see TK come back. Like, can you just imagine like a captain season, and it's like, and welcome from season 47. It's TK. It was like, what?
No, it's not a captain season. A fans versus favorites. TK.
There's been worse picks, to be fair. That's the sad part.
Yeah, what Francesca?
Francesca, yeah.
Brandon Hansley tries to burn down the camp 5 times, and then they're like, actually, maybe you shouldn't be out here.
Actually, okay, that's another good one. Other than Brandon Hance, who is the most undeserving favorite between both season 26 and season 16 to come back?
Colton. No, I'm kidding.
No, he wasn't in it.
Oh, that's right. He was in Blood vs. Water. Sorry, I'm getting this mixed up. Ooh.
See, the original one was actually quite good in terms of like casting.
Yeah, it was pretty
Yeah.
goated. Yeah, that was my first season I ever watched. The original Fans vs.
By the
Favorites.
way,
Cool.
Yeah, I remember seeing Ozzy, and like I didn't even know who these people were, but I'm like, that guy is cool. I want to be him. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say for me, it'd be I mean, Francesca's obviously an easy one, but I'm gonna say probably like Corinne. I feel like she's a one-time. Oh no, Dawn stuffed. Yeah, I forgot. I forgot Dawn. I forgot she was there.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's the
I'm
fact
not
they brought back Dawn and Cochrane. Like, what are those two providing that are so different from each other? Do you really need both?
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Because I was thinking, oh, did Cochrane really deserve to come back? But then I was like, oh, wait a minute. He at least did one thing.
Yeah.
Like, he did one thing. Yeah, he at least
That
had a
was-
story behind him. Yeah.
What
Yeah.
about you, Ben? Did you pick one?
Oh, most questionable person to return. See, Snuffed made a good response with Dawn. I'm trying to even go through like the favorites tribe and be like, well, Philip, Malcolm, Brandon, Eric. Eric deserves to be there. Eric
Yeah,
was
he
like
was the best one.
Because like, if I was to recast the favorites tribe, it would literally be just with like Eric, Malcolm, and maybe Brenda, maybe Andrea, because like all those are like questionable individuals. I guess Cochrane's all right. Brandon, Francesca, and then I guess as well Corinne. Like, she didn't really provide that much in season 26. She could have just been one of these figures that are just one-time contestants and then they're fine. But apart from that, I guess everyone else provided something.
I think Philip is a fair shout. Like, I'm so glad Philip was on the season because I know people hate him, but he is pretty one of the most unique characters and potentially, depending on what kind of person you are, one of the most entertaining.
People hate to admit it, but he was like one of the reasons why the Survivor 26 pre-merge actually had some sort of entertainment. Like that's it.
Yeah.
It would have been
I
so
mean,
dead.
I was still like, one of the best things I remember of the season was they had some kind of spa or pool award, and everyone goes to take a shower first, but Philip doesn't want to, and it's just an image of him going into this pool that's very clean and still got all the mud on him, and so it's washing off in the pool. I've never forgotten that image. It just makes me laugh every time.
I've got to rewatch the season.
Yeah. No, but speaking of favorites, it's been announced before the season came out that season 50 will be a returning player season, and so I definitely assume that a lot of these players were potentially playing to get a spot on season 50. I'll start off with you, Bandit. Who do you think are the most likely people to get casted for season 50?
Yeah, so I actually, like 3 weeks ago in my community tab, I did like a trying to make Survivor 50 with returnees, and I think this season is really hard because a lot of the bigger contestants actually went out quite early, like a Sierra or a Room, who, I mean, due to a certain podcast incident, again, I don't think he's going to be returning anytime soon. I think the only two people that I could see returning are Rachel and Andy, with potentially like the Genevieve, but I think it's kind of hard due to how mixed the editing was this season. But it'll be interesting to hear what you guys say.
Yeah, I'll let you go next time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think for a 50, Rachel and Andy are the only ones I'd pick. I think, like Sam would be a great second chance. Genevieve would be a great second chance because she's like the female Spencer. Like, he's like, oh, I'm gonna learn how to love on my second chance, even though his social game was way better in his first season than his second season. Anyway, So I totally agree with you. I think they're the two you got to pick, especially because like I'm hoping it's only like half the cast is season 41 onwards. I know it will probably be more, but I hope only half the cast it should be old versus new era, 100%.
Yeah, that's actually what I think season 50 is going to be. I think it's going to be one tribe is new era, and the other tribe is like pre-season 40. And I think it's going to be quite a strong mix of cast. And I actually think Teeny's probably got a good shot of making it on, which I personally wasn't a big fan of Teeny. Like, but I just think just in terms of like of Teeny's story and stuff, always fumbling, getting it wrong, like the self-awareness of her one-sided rivalry with Sam and stuff like that. I feel like there's stuff that Jeff is kind of looking for in terms of a cast. Like, I don't think the cast will be this grand all-star, like, you know, your Genevieve, Q, Carolyn, Jam, like Ricard, Shane kind of tribe. I feel like it's going to be just a bunch of weird, random, wacky characters across all the 40s on.
Can we please get Jonathan, like from 42, back?
Oh,
Like,
he has
He's
to
got a
go.
good shot, yeah.
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 I mean, I know some people didn't like him, like, but he's just like, I mean, I wish he was on Australia versus the world. That would like he'd actually make the teams balanced. I think, I mean, the Australian tribe looks way fitter from what I've seen as like the rumored casts.
Well, who do you guys reckon would do way better in an Australian Survivor Wrestling match? Jonathan or Jaden from the Titans tribe? You've got Strongman going up against Jonathan.
I think Jonathan, because like Jaden, he might like underestimate him and like try to like make a little bit of a joke out of it at the start, and he'll be like, "Oh goodness, I didn't expect this kind of challenge," and then yeah. I don't know. That's my assumption.
I'd say Jonathan. I mean, the man's just muscle, like Jaden's muscle, but like it doesn't look all like muscle. Like Jonathan's just like full on.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
Jaden's
Jonathan is basically what Thor was in Greek mythology, basically.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah. No, he's got to come back.
Well, like there's some pretty exciting things I'd love to chat to you guys about. Like that's not exact season 47, but before we just move on from it, Bandit, do you have any like final thoughts on season 47?
Season 47. Oh, well, it's funny that you mentioned that, because when you asked me onto this podcast, I was doing the script for everything wrong with Survivor 47. Obviously,
really?
I've done everything great with Survivor 47. So I have a lot of talking points there, but just like let the contestants have their votes. Come on. I went onto Once Upon an Island's channel. I went to America. I went to an American channel just to tell production off about contestants losing their votes. And like, can we just have a normal finale, not like one that's dependent on fire making as the only elimination round? Just keep it to final five, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, it was a pretty weird finale. I guess like there is a reunion, which I saw insane. I paused it after the winner was announced, but yeah, I mean that penultimate episode was really good. Although like the Genevieve vote out was pretty boring. It was pretty straightforward, but I think Andy's vote out was fun, and then and of course seeing Teeny go in that fashion, just good, beautiful.
That just shows how unfair the fire making challenge is, because like fair enough, Sam won. I'm happy to see Sam at the end, but like Teeny, she made an inferno, and the wind was just causing it to not blow towards the rope. So like, if anything, we should get the final four vote back.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm still devastated about Heroes vs Healers vs Hustlers. I think it would have been a top tier season if the final three was Devin, Ryan, and Chrissy. Hands down, that would have been amazing.
I actually think Devin wins that.
He does, yeah. From what I've heard from postseason interviews, he wins, and like he's such a likable dude too. But like it would have been like I feel like it would have been like I don't know how many people were on the jury, but it would be like a 4-3-3 kind of thing, I feel, which is something I've been dying to see, because you never get that in any season of Survivor.
Yeah. Something I love about Brain Steel simulations is that sometimes when there's an even numbered of juries, it'll just like for like a final two or like even a final three, and it'll be like 3-3-3. There's a fire making challenge to determine who wins the whole season. Yeah. It's like, can you imagine that? Like, I don't know, like, let's say Parvati and Amanda get 4-4 Micronesia. So right then the live finale, they have to do a fire-making challenge.
No, Mucky, even better. Imagine the final two it was a final two for 47, and it was Teeny versus Sam, and Sam wins that fire-making challenge like that to win the game. Oh, that would have been it would have been the best season ever.
Yeah, probably. It would have been so great. Yeah. But I definitely do agree with you, Bandit, where I actually really loved this cast. Like, the more episodes I watched, the more I got really into the cast. there was a lot of the production that really pissed me off this season, like constantly take people's votes away. Like with the auction, if you had the highest, I think it was highest number of money, and then you like lost your vote or something like that. And
then Andy, who didn't even try during the I guess I shouldn't say didn't try during the challenge, but didn't get any money during the challenge, and someone that hypothetically doesn't have to try during the scavenger hunt is actually the safest person, because then you don't lose your vote at all. You keep it no matter what, because you're not in the auction.
Yeah, but it's like, it's kind of like, I guess like with season 41, it was an interesting thing to try, but it's like now it's like, oh, dang, lost my vote. Crap. Let's just keep moving. You go, I mean, it's like, it's not as big of a thing anymore. And I feel like only the production makes it a big drama, but the players don't really care themselves. The fact that they all gave it up, the shot in the dark, like to Jeff or Rice, like really shows how much the players care about it, you know?
Yeah. Oh, and Jeff's like, what? You sure? I would have been like to Jeff, hey, bro, how about you don't eat for like, what, 16 days at this point in time? And I'll offer you a little tiny dice that I'm probably not going to even use, or a bowl of rice. Which one will you pick, mate? Which one will you pick?
Yeah. That was a game-changing move to give a shot in the dark.
All of them are coming back for game changers.
Oh, yay.
Well, speaking of something game-changing, let's talk about the new trailer that dropped, boys. Brains vs. Brawn 2. Have you guys both seen the trailer?
I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't seen it. No.
Oh my gosh. You guys do need to watch the trailer. It looks pretty crazy. Yeah, it's like, what is it? Because I recall there was an article that came out where they'll think of airing Australia versus the world first, because apparently Brains vs. Brawn is a bit of an average kind of season. But I don't know. There's like people just word vomiting everything in the trailer. And oh yeah, here we go. CGI Tom features heavily.
I need to watch this trailer now.
Yeah. Well, I haven't watched it either, but I definitely feature very heavily in it. I just sort of blend into the background because there's the trees. I'm wearing the green shirt. You know how it is.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, I would love, like, just throughout the season as an ongoing joke, we should try and like Photoshop Tom like the back of Tribal Council or something like that, or is there
all the thumbnails?
Yes, and all the thumbnails.
Yeah, like and the final thumbnail that crowns the winner, you just see me like, yeah, let's go.
But I mean, I guess since you guys haven't seen the trailer, we can't talk much about it. But are you excited for Brains vs. Brawn 2 for Bandit?
Oh yes, absolutely. I mean, Australian Survivor right now have been like hitting it out of the park, and even though they say, "Oh, it's an average season," remember how much they were downplaying Titans versus Rebels? They were like, "Oh, I didn't enjoy this season. It wasn't that good. We're hoping the next season will be better." And then it smashed it out of the park. It might be one of my top 10 Survivor seasons of all time, just international and regular Survivor. So I'm looking forward to it. And then obviously we've got AU versus the world as well, which is going to be an even more exciting prospect. I'm sure you guys are excited as well.
Yeah, of course. Hopefully it softens the blow of no more UK Bandit having all that Australian.
Yeah. Because I know in some of the
one season.
I know in some of the original rumors, Matt was on the World Tribe.
Yes. That's how irrelevant Survivor UK is. They didn't even bother putting anyone from the UK season that aired 1 year ago on the Australian Survivor season.
Yeah,
I heard about Matt and potentially Christopher as an option, but no.
He would have been great. He would have been an amazing pick.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It was quite funny because when Chris did the whole like Cast League podcast and he said someone from Survivor UK, Tom and I were like chanting Pig League. It would have been so great to see Pig League. And it was just Matt. It's like, really? Out of all the 18 people, you chose Matt. Out of Christopher, Doug, Tanuki, Pig League, like.
Oh, Tanuki would have been cool too.
Yeah. Should have been real cool.
Oh well.
Yeah. Who are you most excited to see come back for Australia versus the world?
Oh, you know what? I'm looking forward to seeing Tony, and then also Suri. I think is going to be an interesting option, seeing how she does in Australian Survivor, because it'll be interesting to see in like a very like physical season how she does. Where obviously you have the Game Changers instance where she can't pass a balance beam, if she can survive that, I think she could really show her excellence at the merge.
Yeah. It would be pretty crazy if it's like a wrestling match and it's Suri going up against Kirby. It's like, oh, Suri's fuck.
She is very good at puzzles, so hopefully add some more puzzles into the seasons as well.
Oh,
yeah.
Add more puzzles into an Australian season. Oh,
yeah,
you're dreaming, mate. You're dreaming.
They had more than Survivor UK. Survivor UK had like 2 puzzles. So
oh my god, that's for me, I mean, you know who I'm most keen to see, Mucky.
It's Kirby, right?
No, Sarah.
Sarah, yes, she's your Survivor crush, eh?
No, I'm just twirling my hair for fun, you know. You know, I got a few Survivor wives. No, yeah, no, I'm really keen to see her just because she hasn't played. You know, a new returning Australian Survivor player. That's crazy, especially from season 2. Like that's when I was so excited to see Sam Webb in Heroes and Villains, not because he's like the most amazing player ever, because it's like what. Someone we haven't seen before, or so someone we've only seen once. What?
Yeah. Someone from season 1, from like the early stages, like.
Yeah. But what about you?
Oh, it's really hard because I'm such like I'm a massive fanboy of Luke and David. I'm so excited to see both of them come back. And I'm very curious because I do think Luke probably does have the best chances to win. And like a very shortened seasons like this, but technically anyone can take it, right? Like I even think if George can somehow survive the first couple of votes, even he could take it. But
that's what I'm interested to see. Is like obviously George and Heroes for like in the Villains tribe, him surviving for so long was insane. But now he has to go against like David, Luke, Sarah, like every single rival that George could possibly have is all against him, and I want to see him survive, like in the Villains tribe.
Well, it's like with the Villains tribe, Shawnee was maybe the only one who could who was on equal playing field as him, and she was on the same side as him. And there's no one else who could really compete on his level. But now he's finally with people on his level. It's going to be very cool to see if he can make it out or not.
Do you reckon, obviously I know because I was on the season, but I'm just curious about you guys. Do you reckon Shawnee and George work together?
Ooh. I don't know. I really don't. I really don't know. I think it would take a lot. But then again, I can definitely see it as if the David, Luke, Sarah, Janine connection is as obvious to them as it is to us, then maybe, but otherwise probably not.
Yeah, I think it'll just be like the redux of Haley and George in Heroes versus Villains, where like they're willing to work with each other, but then they realize later on, no, actually we do need to cut each other. And I think Shawnee is going to very much be looking to take the first shot this time because obviously she got last time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what do you guys think about? Oh, sorry. After your time.
I was say it just feels like Kirby, George, and Shawnee are just like the easy boots. I hope Kirby goes first. I don't really care. I don't want to see Kirby again. But the others, everyone else, I want to see. Except, I mean, we'll get George 50 more times before he dies. So you know, I don't mind if he goes early every once in a while.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Bandit, what do you think about Tommy and Cassandra from Quebec? Like, do you think they're long for the game or?
I don't know, because obviously I think it's good for them in the fact that they're coming from a Survivor season that I've never watched personally. I don't know if you guys have watched Survivor Quebec, but it means that their games are a little bit more under the radar. So, I mean, when you're going up against the likes of Tony and Suri and Parvati that already have these like rivalries with each other, potentially they get skipped by, but then you've also got to wonder if no one's seen your Survivor season, is that an opportunity just to get you out like that? So it'll be tough to say. Isn't there like a Polish guy, or is he an alternate?
I mean, I don't know, because technically there's nothing confirming that it's a 14-person cast. Like, there could very well be more people, but it just hasn't been announced yet, right?
True.
So
I'm manifesting. I think like just all I need is 2 more people, because like a 16-person tribe, that's like what early Survivor was. But like 14 is just like, oh no, that's a little bit too small.
Isn't there like only 6 males and 8 females or something like that as well? Like there's a bit of a gender disparity.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Sounds like the season for me to play on.
Well, because I heard from Chris that apparently Chappie's got cut. That Chappie's got cut from the World Tribe, yeah. Which, Tom, do you know who Chappie's is?
Oh my gosh, I freaking heard fucking Chris so for those who don't know, Chappies is
Yeah. It's funny 'cause I sent Tom a voice message a while ago, and I was like, "Oh, in case if you don't know who Chappies is," and Tom was like, "I know who Chappies is."
It's just like, ugh.
It's so funny.
And there's so many people that were rumored potentially from New Zealand 2018 to be on the cast as well. Like the winner, you had Adam, you had Tessa, and I didn't see any on the cast, so it's unfortunate.
Honestly, not gonna lie, I was pretty stressed if Tess was gonna be casted because it's something that you probably won't know, Bandit, but I used to play a lot of Instagram Survivor games. When I was younger. And I played this as one account where Tess from New Zealand was like my profile picture.
Yeah, I remember telling this.
And basically, other people thought that I was Tess from Survivor New Zealand. I had like Amy from season 2 follow me. A lot of the New Zealand cast started following me. And I was like, oh my gosh, look at me. I'm so popular. But then when people realized I wasn't Tess, I started getting a lot of like shit and stuff. And I was even like chatting with Tess and stuff every now and then. But I'm pretty sure Tess blocked me as well. Like it was getting really bad. So can you imagine if we do like a deep dive and it's like, well, it's me. Like I don't know.
That needs to come full circle. We need to get her eventually on the podcast just to chat to her.
You need to be wearing. You need to be wearing one of those super realistic Scooby-Doo masks of her, and there's like, and she's like, "What?" And then you just rip it off, and it's like, "It's me." It's like, I don't know who you are. I never saw you. Oh yeah, you never saw my face. That's right. Yeah, I'm Mucky.
Yeah, it'll be like that scene from Endgame. You took everything away from me. I don't even know who you are. Like,
nice.
Gosh, yeah, that would have been a huge stuff up. But Mr. Bandit, before we wrap some things up, I've got something I don't think you know about this, but it's something very exciting, very special. Because are you a Christmas kind of guy?
Somewhat, yes.
Somewhat. Do you love getting in like the festive season, like Christmas movies, Christmas decorations?
Evidently not as much as you with your beautiful Santa Claus outfit, but I would consider myself somewhat festive, yes.
Awesome. Well, prepare to get in the most festive season or festive thing. Yes, festive thing of all time, as you're staring at an actor, at a music composer of one of the greatest Christmas films of all time, Santa Hunters. It's Tom McPherson.
Oh my gosh.
Before I show the trailer, do you want to give like a quick I don't know, like brief on like what the movie is, where we can find it and stuff?
So back in 2022, before I won 2 seasons of Survivor, I did a Christmas movie. It's a Christmas mockumentary, and past 2 years, we filmed it, and then I actually got the honor of making all the music for it as well. And yeah, it's a Christmas mockumentary based in Australia. Follows I guess 3 hunters who all believe Santa's real, and as you can imagine, these 3 fully grown adults trying to actually find Santa. You can imagine the wacky hijinks that entails. But yeah, no, it's been a project very close to my heart. I'd rank it up there in between my Brains vs. Brawn win and my Australia vs. the World win. It's right in the middle. As a achievement of mine, and yeah, basically you can watch this movie Santa Hunters on Amazon Prime. It should be worldwide, and also the music which I wrote. I put out 2 albums about a week and a half ago for the movie. So if you look up Galloway, that's my artist name, Galloway, on any streaming service. Spotify's the one that's doing the best. You can look up Santa Hunters and you should see me, Santa Hunters Galloway. You'll see both the albums, and yeah, have a listen. The music's a lot more polished on Spotify than it is in the movie. But anyway, that's my pitch. I hope you vote for me to win this season of Survivor with that amazing pitch. And over to you, Mucky.
Awesome. Well, every time I share my screen, the audio never works. So please let me know if you guys can hear the audio.
Oh no, that's going so good.
Are we ready?
Does my hair look okay?
I'm going after the ultimate prize. Santa Claus himself.
Santa Claus.
Santa Claus.
Yeah, that's good.
Find you, Santa. I'm gonna get ya.
Ta-da!
What the hell do you think you're doing? Is this the same stuff again? Don't think of it as lying. Think of it as manifesting our destiny.
He used to paddleboard, he's a champion harmonist, and now it's hunting. Hunting Santa Claus.
Okay, here we go. Let's go home. Santa.
No.
Oh,
Well, the audio was a bit funky, but hey, I heard it all. So yeah. Ta-da.
yeah. Well, at least the audio worked this time. For the finale of Traders New Zealand, I played a friend of mine's ad for a life insurance company, and when I looked back afterwards, it wasn't sharing any audio. So all the all the wonderful information that was being said about her life insurance and stuff like that, just there was nothing. It's like, oh, whoopsie daisies. So, but at least this time this audio may have been a bit clunky, but it's out there. So everyone, please make sure you do check out Santa Hunters on Amazon Prime and also on Spotify. I guarantee it's a perfect sleep music. I listen to it each night. If you work at a sensory maze or a retail job and you can blast music, I have been blasting it constantly everywhere I go, to the point where I've actually been told off by my CEO for blasting non-work related music. So keep blasting the songs. You know, like you have your titans and you have your rebels, and we all got to unleash a little bit of rebellious inside of us from time to time. And yes, thank you so much, Snuff. Look forward to hearing your comments on it as well.
Yes. Well, I will mention, one of the albums is the main soundtrack, and the other one's a lo-fi one. That's what Mucky was referencing when the music's great, for sleeping. The music will not the main music will not put you to sleep, but the lo-fi stuff, yes, it is, study music lo-fi, very chill, but it's lo-fi versions of all the songs in the movie.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like your acting just puts me to sleep naturally, so.
Your face puts me to sleep, but I try to keep that inside, Mucky. Okay. Sorry, I don't want to fight in front of the kids. Sorry, Bandit.
Well, just before we wrap this up, hey Bandit, have you got anything cool coming out that you'd like to promote?
Compared to Tom, evidently not. That is super cool. Yeah. To know, just the regular YouTube videos and life. So yeah, I mean, I'm studying at the moment, and then obviously I've got my YouTube that I'm trying to do on the side. So hopefully after the end of the year I can be a bit more consistent. But apart from that, yeah, just continue with the grind.
Main. And how about you, Tom? Anything else that you'd like to plug?
I mean, there's going to be some more projects next year, but that's still a while away. So we got a week till next year. But yeah, I'll drop in the comments links to the Spotify for both albums, And yeah, I hope you guys get to listen to it. I agree, Snuffed. They should stop casting Z-list celebrities on Australian Survivor. The one that comes to mind is David, the AFL player in Heroes vs Villains that played, I think, 1 or 3 AFL games. How do you call that a professional AFL player? I'm sorry, but I'm the David of music. 1 to 3 AFL games, yeah. That's basically what I've achieved in my life, but with music.
I mean, you should be on the Heroes Tribe right now.
Oh yeah, well, me and Rogue, we get along quite well.
Exactly. And if you're after, some more traders content, I will be back with a wonderful group of people, a lot of winners from Traders New Zealand, and a few other lovely guests as well to cover the next Traders America season. We've got Rob, we've got Tony, we've got Jeremy, we've got Tom's favorite new year player, and Carolyn, the Velociraptor, coming back. It's going to be a very, very exciting season. But if you're new to the channel, smash that subscribe button. What are you doing watching this if you haven't subscribed? Smash that subscribe button. Head over to Bandit's channel. Subscribe to his channel for some great Survivor-related content. Head over to Spotify to listen to all of Tom's amazing music. Go on Amazon Prime and watch Santa Hunters as well. But until next time, ka kite anō, everyone, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Merry Christmas.
Oh, Merry Christmas, everyone. And